Okay children, so let's discuss about superposition principle in detail. So first we can discuss an example. Afterwards we can state superposition principle. Okay, so please listen. Here three charges are present. Let this medium be, no medium is present. Let these three charges are present in vacuum. So Q1 is one charge, Q2 is another charge, and Q3 is the third charge present. So three charges are present here. And we need to calculate the force acting on charge Q1 due to these two charges, due to Q2 and Q3. So how is it possible? Here Q2 will exert a force on Q1. Similarly, charge Q3 also will exert a force on Q1. So what will be the total force acting on charge Q1? How can we calculate that total force? So we can calculate that total force by adding the forces acting on charge Q1 due to Q2 and Q3. And it will be the vector sum of forces. You know what is vector sum of forces. You had already studied about vector addition, vector multiplication in your class 11 physics. Okay. So the total force acting on charge Q1 will be the vector sum of the forces acting on Q1 due to charges Q2 and Q3. So this is our superposition principle. And this is the statement for our superposition principle. The force on any charge due to a number of charges is the vector sum of all forces on that charge due to other charges. So you can note down the superposition principle. This is the statement for superposition principle. Okay. Next, using this superposition principle, how is it possible to calculate the force, or how do we express that? That we are going to discuss next. As I told you before, charge Q2 exerts a force on Q1. Similarly, Q3 exerts a force on Q1. So the total force on Q1 will be the vector sum of forces due to Q2 and Q3. Okay. So first let's find out an expression for the force acting on charge Q1 due to Q2. That force is represented by F12, and let this be the direction of that force. Similarly, the force acting on charge Q1 due to Q3, let it be F3, and let F13 acts along this direction. Okay, so let's find out an expression for F12 and F13. Here, what is F12? This is the expression for F12. F12 is equal to, you know the expression for force as per Coulomb's law. What is the expression? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square into unit vector. Okay, so here it is F12. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 square into R12 unit vector. So this is R12, this distance. Okay. Next, F13. Force F13 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by R13 square, because the distance between Q1 and Q3 is R13. R13 square into unit vector R13 cap. This unit vector shows the direction of force. Okay. Next, then what will be the total force? The total force is equal to the vector sum of these two forces, F12 plus F13. Substitute the expressions for F12 and F13. So what you will get? The F net, or the net force, is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. You can take it as a common factor because 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught appears in both the expressions. So it can be considered as a common factor. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R12 square into R12 cap plus Q1 Q3 by R13 square into R13 cap. This is the unit vector. Okay, so this will be the expression for total force acting on charge Q1 due to these two charges as per superposition principle. Okay, next, suppose n number of charges are present here. So how can we use the superposition principle? So this result can be generalized to any number of charges. Okay, so if n number of charges are present, then the superposition principle can be generalized like this. See, if F net is equal to F12 plus F13 plus etc. plus F1n. That is for the nth charge. Okay, and substituting the expressions, you will get F net is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R12 square into R12 cap. That is expression for F12 plus Q1 Q3 by R13 square into R13 cap. That is the expression for F13 plus etc. plus Q1 Qn by R1n square into R1n cap. This is the expression for the nth charge. That means force acting on charge Q1 due to nth charge present. Okay, so the superposition principle can be generalized to any number of charges. So this is superposition principle, and using superposition principle we can easily find out or calculate the force acting on any charge due to multiple charges. Now in this case, two forces are present. One force is F12 and another force is F13. So you know force is a vector quantity. So this is a vector, this is another vector. So what will be the resultant of these two vectors? You had studied in your class 11 physics. How will you find out the resultant vector if you are getting two vectors like this? Children, you had studied in class 11 physics. If two vectors are there like this, then how do we get the resultant vector? See, you remember this concept. If this is one vector, if this is another vector, then the resultant will be along this direction. And this can be considered as the resultant vector. Okay, so similarly here two vectors are present. One acts along this direction, one acts along this direction. So their resultant can be considered along this direction. So the net force or the direction of net force acting on charge Q1 due to these two charges will be along this way. The resultant of these two forces will be acting along this direction. So this will be the direction of F net. That means this resultant force. Okay. So this is about superposition principle.